ma sadgamaya tamasho ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya avir avir maedhi rudra jatte dakshinam mukham te namang pahi nityam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. And evermore shine in our hearts with your resplendent face. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are today in the chapter 10th chapter, continuing. This is the Nectar of Supreme Knowledge. And Yoga Vasishtha is giving advice to Sri Ramchandra and describing about that state, the ultimate state, where we end our journey, spiritual journey, we end in that ultimate state. What is that state? Vedanta calls Brahmajnana the state of knowledge of Brahman, the state of perfection, nirvana, some place. But this is also another term. It is a state. You cannot say it is a state. So it is the existence and non-existence. Is there? You can say it is there. It is not there. Not there to whom? Not there when one realizes the truth. They feel that it is there. When they come down, it is not there. All this world, as it seems, is there now and is not there when you reach that absorption. So this is the state of emptiness and non-emptiness. Emptiness of this voidness of the world, that's the emptiness. And it is also, you cannot say it is non-empty. I mean, you cannot define anything. That is the chapter we are going through. And we have read the verse number 14. What we read is that the ocean is water only on page 319 page. The ocean is water only, nothing but water. The entire universe is nothing but consciousness, one without a second, which pervades in all direction, stretches throughout the creepers and plants, omnipresent like infinite space and free from all distinction. It's describing that this as like an infinite ocean, stretching in all direction, east, west, north, south. Every pore of it is H2O, 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 H2O. Similarly, that Brahman, that Atman, that ultimate reality, this universe, what we see solid, in a dream we say it is not solid like this, but it is solid when we are in the dream. But now I can say my last night's dream was not this stable exactly like this. It's an appearance of table. But this Atman or this highest consciousness permeates this gross universe, everything. Earth, water, fire, sun, moon, stars, galaxies, to the subatomic particle. It pervades everywhere. And at the same time, what is in the subtle level, in the dream, it permeates there also. That's why it is said, nothing, it is entire universe. What you see is really a mistaken identity. And that is going on for time immemorial, the impact of Maya. We say there's nothing but consciousness, and we see everything but consciousness. Just the opposite. We are seeing this world as rock, mountain, fire, water, air, gross, and all the human personality, or whatever we see, we are seeing not that consciousness, but the eyes of the seer, It is all permeated by one consciousness. Rather, I am seeing consciousness only and giving some name to it. So, there is nothing but consciousness. And that consciousness is one without a second. There is no two consciousness. We can say, I know you, I know you. There are two. Your knowledge, knowledge this. Because they are a subject. And this is the knowledge coming through my intellect. So they have diverse knowledge. That's why Bahu Gyan or Gyan. Ramakrishna said, Ak Gyan Gyan. One knowledge of the one is knowledge, real knowledge. And if you know many, you don't know anything. You are all in ignorant. Bahu Gyan or Gyan. That's why Narada went to that guru. Huh? Who is that guru? Where he went for, and asked that, yes, sir, teach me Vedanta or teach me Brahma Gyan. Then he said, first tell me what you know. Then he talked about that I know the astronomy, I know the meteorology, I know the snake vidya, knowledge of the snake. I know this, that, and he continued saying that so many subjects. Then the Guru said, you only know my name only. You don't know anything. Nama only. Namai tat. You only know the name. See, the world is nothing. You know only the name. And as you call the name, there's some shape or form comes along with it. That's why we know name and form, but we do not know that it is I am experiencing through this name and form one, that name and form one. It may be different, but knowledge, I said knowledge of physics, this is knowledge of chemistry. This is knowledge of astronomy, this is knowledge of neuroscience. This is knowledge of cooking, this is knowledge of driving. So every knowledge is different. But that consciousness which illumining all this knowledge is the same, one without a second, and which pervades in all directions. It's not that it is in this corner, it is not there, or that corner, it is more there. It's in every place the same. Swamiji Bolchen, each soul is potentially divine. Both, he didn't say it is somewhere it is more and somewhere it is less. He said that in me and in you is the same power. Only the question of what makes a difference here? How much you have manifested or how much I have manifested? How much Vivekananda manifested? And how much ordinary people like us, we manifest ourselves. The same power is inside. Only the question of unfolding. So that is the consciousness. That's called the one without a second. And that consciousness pervades in all directions. It stretches throughout the creepers and plants. It is not in the big thing, but it is in the small thing. It is anoroniyan, mahato mahiyan. It is in the finest of the finer than the finest. It is bigger than the biggest. Atma janto nihito guhayam. Again, the same Atman, same consciousness is nihito, is embedded deep inside the heart of all. It's an experience of the sages, but we don't see that at all. But this is the experience to think that it stretches throughout creepers, plants. It is like omnipresent, like the infinite space. Nearest example, it is the space only. Space permeates every corner, nooks and corners. And there is no distinction. In that consciousness, as in the space, there is no distinction. Space holds good things, space holds bad things. The entire earth is in the space. The stars, the galaxies are rotating in the space. So, but it is not polluted by the space, or it is not elated by, it is not lighted by the space, many other things, by the light, or it is not dark, you cannot make it dark, because it is finer object rather than light. So, Atman is much more finer. So, and in this explanation, There is, there is no difference between Brahman and the space from the standpoint of the partless, all-pervasive and imperishable nature. However, consciousness is additional in Brahman. Consciousness is only, you can find these we call jada in the name and form, but consciousness is the only thing, that is the Brahman part, and we ignore that side. So that explanation was going on page 321. We have read the Ashtavakra Gita, one quotation, explanation of this verse. He quoted, one who has the pride that I am free, yet at the same time whose ego identity remains in the body, is neither a person of wisdom nor a yogi. He only continues to suffer in different ways due to those ego identifications. So, what is our mistake? Our mistake is that we keep our total consciousness, I am the body. If anything happens to the body, bas, I am gone. If anything happens to my mind, I am emotionally deranged. I am emotionally upset. I cry, I weep, I do all these mad reactions. But that is the problem. Dukkha bhagaso. That is the cause of dukkha. And ego identity. I am free. I have no ego. If that is the concept is given, then you are free really. And now another verse, contiguous verse of the Ashtavakra is being said here, that even if the Shiva himself or Vishnu or the lotus-born Brahma is your instructor, guru, you remaining in the self, meaning establishment in the real nature or attainment of liberation, is a far cry unless you totally forget all types of duality. Huh? That means, Ramakrishna said in simple language, said that Guru, Krishna, Vaishnav, tiner daya holo. Aker daya bine jeev chare khare gel. There is the grace of Guru, there is the grace of God, there is the grace of the holy people. They always think that let blessings come to our life, let we realize God. Holy people always pray every day for us. They are all kind to me. Three, God himself, my Guru, and the devotees who love God. They are all kind to me. But I am lost. I am totally destroyed. By what? By lacking the grace of myself. My mind, stupid mind, it takes me to wrong direction. It confuses me now and then. Now 1 minute you think of God, next moment it will come and then cover it up. It's a nonsense that the stupid guy. And we praise my mind. I. So I. Do and you die. You sink into the ocean of ignorance and die. That is the thing, that even Lord Shiva himself comes here. Even Lord Vishnu Narayana comes over here. Lotus-born Brahma, he is here. Your instructor, Guru comes. Your remaining in the self, meaning established in the real nature or attainment of liberation, is far cry. Unless you totally forget all types of duality. You are to say, I am that. You are to accept that this is the duality, this is not me. First of all, we accept this duality as real every day. And that's why we are so attached to anything happening here. Who is crying every day, my spiritual life is not unfolded? But anything happens tomorrow in the worldly plane, even my bedsheet get torn, or someone put something on my white cloth. How much reaction we have? But our stainless divine self has been polluted by this mind randomly, thinking this duality as true. First you think it is true, that's why your reaction is so strong. If one is fortunate, they think, oh, it is all appearance. Then your impact is not bothering you or disturb you. It cannot disturb you. There is the mistake. So it is pointing out that unless you totally forget all types of duality, you are too, unless you understand that it is all useless, duality is a play of ignorance, only there is one consciousness is there, and that consciousness is to be focused, and this duality is an appearance. Or I am my ego, I. Get out of that. Unless you get into that, this will continue. The inner meaning is this: with the help of this knowledge of truth, one has to dissolve all the dualities through self effort. That means you are responsible. It is your self effort. All the time this question comes: grace, God's grace and self effort. Here it is said, Vedanta emphasizes God's grace is there. Don't bother about that. God is thinking of me. God has forgotten me. Don't be worried about that. Rather, you be worried about that. Are you connected with Him? Are you feeling His presence? Are you feeling His grace? The grace of one's mind is the only thing lacking. So, this is to be understood. Vedanta, that's why it always is so straight cut. It says, take your responsibility. Don't be like a baby and cry, ha 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 ha, and someone will come and help you. You take your own responsibility. You say you are body, you become body. You say, I'm not the body. You become like that. So take your responsibility of your life. That's the good side of Vedanta. Nale, all the blames we give to God. What I am not getting, God is not coming. I am meditating on God for so many years. God is unkind. As if God is very angry with you and God is jealous that, no, I will not give him this freedom. He always wants to give freedom. But who seeks for that? So that's the point. Get out of your ego identity. That is the instruction. If we can do that, then our spiritual growth is spontaneous. Now we read the verse today, the 15th verse, verse number 15. What is Nistaranga Atigambhira Nistaranga Atigambhira Sandra Nanda Sudha Arnava Sandra Nanda Sudha Arnava Madhurja Karasadhara Madhurja Karasadharo Eka Eva Asti Sarvata Eka Eva Asti Sarvata. So, what is that? Nistarango Atigambhira. Our divine self, like the ocean. There is no wave and ripple in that. It's calm and serene. Atigambhira. Gambhir means what? Gambhir. Gambhir means what? Grand. It is undisturbed. Then we see what is Gambhira. Osti Eko Arnava Sudha Sarvataha, which is Nih Taranga. Atigambhira, extremely unfathomable. The ocean. You cannot fathom how big is that. That is your nature, unfathomable nature. So it says, the Nistaranga, it is like ocean, but there is no ripple. Think of an ocean, Pacific, as much as you can think. It is all, this is a way of meditation. Vedanta meditation is very easy. Every verse you can meditate upon for some time. You think that is the Nistaranga, no wave, no ripple, that type of calm ocean, endless, beginningless. And second point, Atigambhira. It is profound, unfathomable. You can find where is the starting point. Ocean, you can find some ground. By scuba diving or anywhere, you can go down and find some ground. But this Atman ocean is not like that. It has no starting point. And Atigambhira Sandra Ananda Sudharnava. This is Sandra Ananda Atigambhira. Sandra means it is condensed. Ananda means bliss. And it is Sandra Ananda Sudharnava. It is a nectar, ocean of nectar. We think of that's why we think petty thoughts. And Vedanta always teaches think so vast. Just imagine infinite ocean. Just imagine the ocean, and that ocean endless. There is no ripple. Surface is calm and serene. Profound, go down, endless, beginningless. Depth, endless depth. No end anywhere. And that is made of Sudha, nectar, bliss, Ananda. It's condensed Ananda as it were. And it is substratum, it is the substratum of Ekarasa. Ekarasa means the sweetness which you enjoy, only one sweetness, that sweetness of immortality. So it says that very reality, which is one without a second, which exists everywhere, is the ocean of nectar of condensed bliss. These are all, we have to meditate long time to get a little touch of joy out of it. But even for a few seconds, we can think of this vast dimension of our real nature. Forgetting this body, where is this position of a body? If you think of infinite ocean, and it is only that all-pervaded consciousness, unfathomable depth, and it is made of bliss, condensed joy. It is only nectar-like. So that is yourself. So think in this way. That very reality, that is the very reality we are talking about, which is without a second. There is no two of the same characters. In the world sometimes we find alternate. This is there, alternative is there. But with this Brahman, with this Atman, there is no two anymore. And
like Swamiji said that there cannot be two infinities because one.
There cannot be two. In infinity cannot be two. It is the theory, science theory also, that even in science we cannot compare two infinities. So everywhere is the ocean of nectar, condensed bliss, waveless, that means no ripple, extremely profound, and the only substratum of all the sweetness or joy or bliss. Whatever sweetness, joy, bliss you experience in this life, it is only a little spark of that. Think that infinite ocean is yours, and think we are happy with one spark. And that one spark, when it will come, I do not know. In my 80 years life, I may get 10 times, 20 times, little, may not get. And we are happy with this. Little petty imitation of that may come, and people live with that forever. Like Ramakrishna gave the example, that there are rats. To avoid the rats, those who stock rice in their, what you call, silos. So, let not these rats go and disturb. So they throw a little handful of rice outside the silos area. So the rats come and find one grain. How they eat, and then take another. Oh, I'll come and I'll take the whole. And then he's happy with one grain. And I go inside, it is you. Whole your life, your father, your grandfather, your grandchildren, all will never be able to finish that granary. So we are like that. With a little splinter of joy is given here and there, eating. Good ice cream, it melts. Wonderful. Good cake. This cake is good, that cake is good. This is the cookies. So we are happy. But it does not stay. It's like it's just that and then goes away immediately. But there is That is the thing. You think how big you are, how grand you are. Huh? So that is to be the idea that this 15th verse talks about. And this note without a second, one without a second. What is that one without a second? Note is that from the perspective of a person of wisdom, there is nothing else but one reality which is full of bliss. And Baraha Upanishad says that to an ignorant person, the world is full of miseries. But to the wise one, the entire universe is only full of bliss. For us, it is all misery because little joy and so much suffering. Little joy, so much suffering. No? We die born, we get disease. Then we have to die. So birth, disease, death, this problem, bereavement, and all these little, where is the joy? So that is for us, this world, the world has become wretched, What is the world is going on. Where does this go? But you go to a Gyani who has realized God, it's a mother's play going on. What a fun. Huh? They find a different perspective of this world. Agasya, for ignorant people like us, dukkham agho mayam. This world is full of suffering and miseries and pain. But Yasya, those who are men of wisdom, people of wisdom, for them, Gyasya Anandamayam Jagat. This whole world is nothing but joy, joy, joy. Huh? Ramakrishna said, Ami khai dai ar majaluti. A sangsar, majar kuti. Ramakrishna said, this sangsar, this world, is a place of fun. I khai dai, I eat and dance and enjoy. Khai dai ar majaluti. I extract all the honey out of it. I don't find. Holy Mother said, people talk about so much suffering in life, but my child, I could not understand what is called suffering. See, a statement of Holy Mother. Not talking big Vedanta, but her own life experience. Say, people are all go to her for what? Ma, my son is like that, please bless. But this person has died. Oh, ma, I am diseased, please help. Oh, this is the suffering of the life. Suffering, 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 suffering. That's why Holy Mother said that people talk about so much suffering, but I do not know what is called suffering at all. And not only that, she continues. She says, in the core of my heart, I find a pitcher which is full of joy. Pitcher full of joy, always I feel it here. I never felt what is called suffering. See, this is the Brahma Jnana. This is the state. It is all full of joy, full of bliss. For a Gyasya, those who have realized, to have understood, to see the consciousness, they see the bliss, infinite ocean of bliss everywhere, permeating every corner, every name, every form. It matters little. Is it demon figure? Brahman permeates there. It is a holy figure. Brahman permeates there. It's a space permeates everywhere. Space does not make a distinction. She is holy and I am unholy. Or this is called godly, it is non-godly. No, space is equal. So consciousness permeates us everywhere. And we don't see that. That's why we are in suffering. And those who see, they enjoy. That's why you call purpose of life is what? They call Jivan Mukti, Sukha Prapti, Hetave, Janma Dharitam. This human birth is only for this purpose. What is the purpose? Jivan. When you are breathing in this life, Jivan Mukta. Wander like a free soul. You find joy everywhere. You find freedom and peace everywhere. No one can cause any suffering to you. Nothing in the world is to be frightened about or fearful about. It is only that reality. Who are established in that knowledge, that is Jivan Mukti, Sukha Prapti, to have that type of Sukha. Hetave, for that cause, janma dharitam, we are born. We come in this world not to cry and weep and make a life hell, but to make that we are children of immortal bliss, to understand that. Upanishad says, Srinnantu Vishwe Amritasya Putraha Aje Dhamani Divyani Tastu Vedahometam Purushang Mahantam Aditya Varnam Tamasha Parastat Tameva Viditva Atimritumeti Nana Pantha Vidyate Ayanaya Nanya Pantha Vidyate Ayanaya Nanya Pantha Vidyate Ayanaya. What a clarion call of these ancient sages in the Upanishad. Shinantu Vishwe. Listen, listen to me, O ye people of the world. Vishwe. Aje Dhamani. Those who live in the planet of the earth, those who live in higher planes. There's heavens and heavens. Hindus have so many heavens. Whoever is there, listen to me. Vedahametam. I have experienced that Purusham Mahantam, that grand conscious self. Purusham, what is here? I have known. It is with you, it is with me, it is with even this table. But it's question of unfoldment. I have done that. Veda aham etat Purusham Mahantam. Aditya Varnam, it is of the light of effulgence. Jyoti, Aditya Varnam. Tamasha Parastat, beyond all darkness, beyond all ignorance, beyond all duality, beyond all confusion. Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parastat. Tamevu Viditva. Otimrittu. You want to cross your cycle of birth and death? Mrittum Oti. Death. You want to cross that? Tamevo Mrittum Otimrittumeti. You can only attain by this, knowing this. Otherwise, nanna pantha. There is no other way to be happy, to be what you are. So this is the call here. So only way is to think in this way, that you are verily that very reality which is one without a second. That was describing. That one without a second means the entire universe is full of bliss. The knower of truth always remains blissful because he realizes himself to be the omnipresent Brahman alone. Unquestionably, this expansion is joy. All of the miseries lie in the limitation. No? All suffering in the petty things. You look at life, in our life, those who can ignore small things, they are more happy. In our day-to-day life, in family life, it happens more. Very particular thing. You kept the glass here. Yeah, you didn't do this. You put it here. Minor things. You looked at me like that. Really? You said like that. Really? Petty things. We give so much value to it. That's why it says that this Alpo, knower of truth always remains blissful. Why? Because he realizes himself to the omnipresent Brahman. And all the miseries lie in the limitation. Bhuma eva shukam nalpe shukamasti. Chandogya Upanishad. Chandogya said, you cannot be happy in the little petty things. Try to learn to rise above petty things. Think of Bhuma. Think of grand, great. How big you can think. Think. Huh? So think of the great dimension of our own self. Bhuma tu eva vijigyasa. So Upanishad says, you have to put question about Bhuma. that which is grand, that which is the greatest. Don't ask petty questions. Don't live on petty things. Don't meditate on petty things. He said, she said, how many things have been said in our life? If you have a record, eh? What he said, she said, this said, and newspaper says, and newspaper if you open, you can get how many things are being said here. And people are serious about that. Today's seriousness is tomorrow's uselessness. What is serious today, tomorrow you forget everything. How many serious things have come in our life and gone away? Those are petty things. Therefore, live in the vast dimension of yourself. Bhuma. That's why it says, Bhuma evo sukham. Your happiness is in the infinite. Bliss is not experienced in the state of limitation. You cannot enjoy. A beggar cannot enjoy the bliss of $1,000,000. He should have to give up his begging business. He is not a beggar at all. Actually, his brain has gone wrong. This crazy guy. He's the owner of $1,000,000. And he's begging door to door. Will you give me a little penny? I'll be happy. If you give $1, I'll be happy. You are the giver. You are your account. Rather, he's using your account. বাহিরে রে ভিক্ষা ভরা ঝুলি, এবারে যেন নিঃশেষে হয় খালি, অন্তর মোর গোপনে যায় ভরি, প্রভু তোমার দানে, তোমার দানে. Rabindranath Tagore, mystic poet. What a beautiful. বাহিরে রে ভিক্ষা ভরা ঝুলি. I am carrying a ঝুলি, begging bowl. Bhikkha vara juli. Hey, I'm going. Will you give me little love? Will you smile at me? Will you say this sweet word? Will you say I am great? Will you say I am big? Bhikkha. All through all life we are begging with a begging bowl. Bahire rei bhikkha bhara juli. Let it stop this nonsense. Ebare jano nishsheshe hoy. I throw away all this garbage of begging to others. What a grand expression of, see, the ideas Tagore has given. Bahire, actually look at our life. You can find that we are exactly doing the same thing. For getting little favor from somebody, to getting little support from somebody, little smile for somebody, little recognition for somebody, or something. I can dedicate my whole life at the idiot or nonsense things of the world, no? He can surrender everything. But he is praying, let this bowl of collected begging items, no? Little, with so much pain and compassion, with holding, they're all sitting in a high platform, giving me little grace. I'm very happy. Ha, 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 ha. I'm so happy. You smile at me today. Let it go, nonsense. And so my heart, let the stream of your love flow silently in my heart. Antara jano gopone jaye bhore. Secretly, no one will understand that your inner heart is getting filled with the love of God. Oh Lord, you come. Bahire rei bhikkha vara juli. This time, ebare jano nishsheshe hoy khali. And antara mor, my heart, gopone jaye bhori. People will not know. I need not to beg anyone. His grace, let it pour down in my heart and let it be filled inside. Antar mor gopone jaye bhori. Prabhu tomar dane. Your grace, your blessings, your divine self or divine consciousness, let it be filled, charged here. See, what we want in life, we do not know. That's why this scripture is always reminding us. That's why the benefit of this is called sadhu sangha. This is called sadhu sangha because these are sadhus. What they are talking, they're reminding our sadhu nature, which is inside sadhu. We have a holy man inside. Holiness is inside. We don't pay attention to that side. We are only begging bowl going around, all around the world. How many days, how many months, how many years of our life is passed that way? We do, and we find joy in that. And I'll get out of the door and I'll forget I am talking now. After the class is over, then I go for another talk. And those then become important. Garbage, again. She does not stay. That's why better to live in this consciousness. Think of this. আমরা সবাই রাজা আমাদের এই রাজার রাজত্বে. We're all kings in our own kingdom of our eternal king. We are all kings. There is no one a subject. Subject and king, that distinction in duality. But here in Vedanta, I am also the king, but forgotten. A crazy king who has forgotten his identity. He has become a beggar. And he's a begging bowl, he's going all around for little favor, little kindness. Take it seriously, then see how it works. Yeah.
I forgot who said this, but somebody said, like, one of, maybe Sister Christine, I don't know, said after she met Swamiji, that she said that I've met many great persons in my life, and that I always felt how great they are and how little I am. And that in Swamiji's presence, I felt how great he is and how great I also am.
Yeah. The holy people do that. They raise your dignity up. There's Swami Vivekananda, because he lives in that, tunes himself into that higher consciousness. So that's the point. But it is the question is that we have to understand this first. What we are doing. You want to put some medicine, first you know what is the disease and where is the point. Apply the injection, apply the medicine in where you have some wound. Where there is no wound, you put some balm there. What it will do? Where is the wound? Put it. Find out the point. Where is the weakness of ours? And then try to put some medicine, Vedanta medicine, this medicine of the sages. And the seekers of truth can follow that. Subhuma eva shukham. Bliss is not experienced in the state of limitation. You will be thinking that I will be in this duality and petty begging business will continue, and I will be one day feeling that I am infinite. That will not happen. You have to give up this big begging business. Beg from the inside. What is inside? That does not mean one should be arrogant. I'm nothing to learn from anyone. I am so. That's also stupidity. But in inner realm, to think God is in me and that is the truth. I'll have to touch there, go there more. And in the outside world, I will have to do duties. Not that reading this, you will have to give up your all activities from tomorrow. Okay, let me go. Where will you go? You'll go into void again. So that needs to be first intellectually understanding and then consciously probing into the way the scripture have suggested. Bliss is not experienced in a state of limitation, as due to the rajasico and tamasico modification, the natural omnipresence of the self becomes severed. Because of our tamasa nature, because of our rajasa nature, this divine nature have been cut. And as if it is not with me, I have become a bundle of tamas qualities. Tamas is ignorance. Tamas means darkness. So I have become a victim of this darkness, where I do not know who am I, and I don't want to probe that side. I only probe outside. That omnipresence remains uninterrupted in the sattvika modification. So cultivate. That's why we do meditation. That's why we do all noble things, no? Prayer, meditation, study, all what we're doing, we are trying to cultivate the sattvika modification of our mind. Our mind is from tamasa and rajasa modifications to we rise sattvika modification. It does not happen in one day. Scripture are talking that you are bhuma, you are only, you are ras. Does not mean that you don't follow the protocol of this journey. You are sitting in Hollywood, you want to go to New York by something, by plane or car, and you talk about big talks about New York only, and you don't move one step. Then what it will happen? It is only Pandit, the scholars, as Shankara says, high sounding word. You learn to speak too many big words, and you can be gain a good name. People will say how scholarly they talk. Oh my God, what is this? Or his all the names and forms in the outside world. But we have to know this and start sadhana. Our tamasic mind is not allowing me to see what is there. My rajasic mind coming and making me ego. I am the last. What? Huh? And then sattvika mind, that will be the pure mind, will say, I am that, or God, everything is God. I am nothing. Either you say I am nothing, that's a sattvika attitude in Bhakti school. We talked in the Narada Bhakti Sutra class. And this is the Vedanta class. I am Brahman. Take whatever attitude. But this is the sattvika attitude. So cultivate, that's why it is said that omnipresent remains uninterrupted. Where? In the sattvika modification, when the mind takes a sattvika form, sattvika waves come. We meditate. What we are doing? We are bringing sattvika modification. You are bringing Ramakrishna in your meditation, or Christ in your meditation, or you are bringing Ramakrishna, or any, say, light, whatever subject of meditation, you are trying to focus there. So this is called the modification, sattvika modification. That is why bliss is experienced in the sattvika modification. That's why to experience anything, your mind should be sattvika. Sattvika is transparent. There you can see through. That's called sattvika. When that seeing is blocked by rajasa quality, then ego, pride, all this arrogance, and tamasa, totally covered. That's called the rakshasa or asuric tendency. So we have to, then actually to reach this goal, we must have to do one thing, and that thing is called sattvika qualification. Your modification, mental modification, that means mental modification, mental thinking. You think sattvika things, noble things, and that's the godly things. So we are up 10 minutes. I can go to another verse, or if you have any question. Yes, what is the question?
So, if you're still in the tamasic and rajasic nature, can you actually truly say, I am that?
Why not? Truth remains the truth. Remaining in the sattvika, if I tamasika, if you say I am truth, suppose I am in the grade 1, I will be a PhD student. Is that bad? Is that wrong? It is lie? No. Keep the goal high, but don't pull it down. I am that, but I don't understand because of my mental condition. Then you go, how my mental condition is be this darkness, this ignorance, this negative thinking will go away from my mind. So pray, oh Lord, please help me, give me a pure heart to feel your presence. Bhakti path, karma path, whole day you think, oh Lord, you are in everyone. Whatever I do, I am serving you. Give me that feeling, I don't forget you. On all my action, all my thought, I am doing. Thought is the mental modification they are talking. Think of the Lord who is inside. So these are the all practices, 24 hours awareness. It is growing our awareness, and that awareness will be expressed in one time. Blessed moment will come in life when it will be revealed. But sadhana is necessary. Spiritual practice is very important point. When Lord Shiva may come here and stand before you. Huh? Even Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva will come here to bless you so much. But if you are not ready, it will not happen. They are always here. Do you think one day Ramakrishna will suddenly appear here? He is not walking here. But we don't see anything. It's a fancy of my word. So, but people have seen. I heard that Swami Prabhupada has seen Ramakrishna, Mother, these Maharaj. What about us? We are also here. Why not see? Who have seen here? Tell me. You have seen Maharaj or Ramakrishna? Then you are blessed. But we cannot see because our mind is not tuned to that consciousness. It's called the vibration. Music, you have you tune, not tabla, drum with the string or the harmonium. They should be tuned together. So our mind is not tuned to that level where the vibration of this higher vibration is going, sattika vibration.
People see, but their character don't change.
If you see, then your character will change. Otherwise, you have not seen, you are hallucinated. That is the difference between hallucination and your seeing. It is not a matter of joke. Ramakrishna saw and see what is Ramakrishna. That's called seeing. I may see, yes, that may be good. Seeing even, that's why it is said, you dream something holy is good. Rather seeing in the dream garbage, running after chasing some police or some dog is chasing or some tiger is chasing, and you are running, and you don't get any road to get out, and you are blocked there. Instead of that, you see that you went to a pilgrimage, you see that there is a holy temple, and you saw some holy people. It's good. It's a purer mind. But if you really have seen anything, your life will be transformed. Not only your life, your impact will go. That is obvious. But you have a degree of experience. You may have gone to that fullest degree, less degree. How much percentage? I'm not saying that you have not seen anything. Let's say when the moonlit night comes and we want to see the moon. Some is a thick patch of cloud. You don't see anything. You suddenly sit and stand and watch, and the cloud moves away. A little light patch comes. You see moon little bit. I cannot say you have not seen. But if you have really seen, actually, this vision comes, you cannot be the same guy anymore. Your entire revolution will come all over your body, mind, emotions, everywhere. And that is the statement of the sages. But it's good. I am not saying if someone sees, fortunate. And really, that's great. And cultivate more so that you become more tangible in life. Okay, any question? Just give me. No. Anders, is Brahman the same as consciousness? I think that consciousness is a feedback loop between Brahman and manifested world. Consciousness is off in deep, dreamless sleep. Now, yes, very good question. But what do you mean by consciousness? That is to be defined. I am conscious of you. That is reflected consciousness. I have taken food. That knowledge comes from reflected consciousness. That is the relative awareness. In this, I am talking to you. I'm understanding, I'm listening to your question. It means that it is not that absolute consciousness percolating through the level of mind and coming down to the brain, and brain to the nervous system to the physical body, and my mouth is speaking, hand is moving. So better make a distinction. You call one for day-to-day performance, you call it awareness, and call that absolute, which is the root of all experience, as consciousness. That consciousness is off in dreamless sleep. No, it does not. When you go to deep sleep, you remember. That's why when you come out, you say, I had a good sleep. Is it not, Anders? I think that it is so. When we come out of the deep sleep, we say, I had a good sleep last night. I was so much deep in my sleep, I didn't hear when you knocked at my door. I don't know anything. When it showered, I did not know. Oh yeah, last night was earthquake. Did you feel? No, I don't feel anything. That means you know that you do not know. To know there is a need of light. Not know, that also one light is necessary. You say, I know the subject. I don't know the subject. Meaning what? Knowing is dependent on some consciousness. I know it because the light of consciousness fell upon it. I do not know. That also consciousness needed, that not knowing is a subject and you are the witness. So, in this sense, please understand consciousness is uninterrupted, and that is called Brahman. But this awareness, same consciousness, when it reflects to our ego, through our intellect, through our mind, through our body, these are called reflected consciousness. You can call that awareness. I am hungry. It is consciousness. Yes, without consciousness, you cannot feel you are happy. I am happy. You cannot feel happy unless there is consciousness. A dead body cannot say, I am happy. So there is a consciousness, but that consciousness, when manifest through this limited body, mind, emotion, and ego, then we call it is our awareness. I'm aware. Is it to our mind knowing? So whatever we know in duality, you can give a different name, but that is actually without that consciousness, nothing can be perceived. Okay. Consciousness is not a part of Brahman. Yeah, there is also another question. No. Consciousness is not. Consciousness is Satchidananda. We call it Satchidananda. ঠিক আছে? Sat means existence, knowledge, and bliss. That is called Brahman. You cannot define, but they have just made this language to make us understand, get a glimpse of the truth. Infinity is one, right. Okay, different infinities, that's fine as concepts, as in math, but in actually infinity is not a concept, right? And there cannot be many infinities. But in math, as you have said, yes, there is, but that is a relative infinity. If you say, how many points may be there between 1 and 2? 1 inch to 2 inch, no? 1 inch to 2 inch, how many points there may be? Infinite number of points may be there. In that respect, it is called many infinities may be there. But there can be, if it is many infinity, then one infinity will counteract with the another infinity. That is not infinity then. So I think that is to be understood. We must make all efforts good as we can for realization. But ultimately, divine grace is required. Yes, don't worry about divine grace, as if our concern is divine grace. Our concern is to do ourselves. And divine grace will be there to lift us immediately. Gita, in the Bhagavad Gita, says, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. Oh Kunti, Nandan, oh Arjuna, pratijanihi, go and declare to the world my voice. Name bhakta pranashyati. My devotees don't perish. I take care of them. Manmana bhava madbhakta, our Gita says. And then I take responsibility of all of you. So His grace is always there. We have to do our part. And we have no control when that comes. You need not have to think of God's grace side. Rather, you focus on your side. Normally we think God when He will be gracious. As if God is very selfish person, is a moody guy. He wants to come, sometimes does not want to come, whimsical. But He is waiting all the time here. I am not open to it. So our sadhana should be to pray, cry, weep, analyze, jnana karma yoga bhakti, fourth path, as we are talking in Vedanta all the time. That grace of our mind. And grace of our mind, yes. But you cultivate and say, oh Lord, my mind is not cooperating with me, help me. You tell the mind, you are the boss of the mind. That's also prayer. Anyway, connect with God. Tell I am a failure. Tell Him. Make me strong. Tell Him. I could do this time of meditation. I could not do. Tell Him. We are reading in the Bhagavad, probably you have attended that Bhakti Narada Sutra. We talked about your whole heart and soul should go to God, not to anyone. In the external world we may go, but internally we should know it is I am going to God only. So this is the fundamental thing. So do we have control over grace? We need not have to have control, but I would say grace is so much all around me. I am a wretched fellow. I don't open myself to that grace. Ramakrishna's gross example we all know. The grace wind of grace is blowing in the river. No, you are sailing a boat, but you have to unfurl the sail. Do your sadhana, and his grace will come. Ramakrishna, when his extreme sadhana period, read that book, here's what he says. He says, Ma, are you there? Or it is all fictitious words. I am crying so much, day and night. You are not there. And he became really crying, and what happened? You see, his life and an example before us. Ramakrishna gave the example. Ma wants to take the baby and take her in her lap. But Ma also is happy if the child cries a little, Ma, Ma, Ma. So child's cry as Ma, Ma pleases the mother's heart. She wants this much. Okay, I am crying, oh Ma, Ma, Ma. Ma knows that when I need to be fed, when I need to be done anything. Only it is our cry makes her attention to us. That's why grace is there, and let us do our part. Okay? Yes, it is said that Angushta Matra heart center is considered like a thumb. I do not know because shape or the sages used to think that it is like the shape of a sage, a thumb. Anyhow, and Guru has given the instruction, just move on. Can you talk about subtle difference between Sat and Chit? You can tell Sat and Chit. Sat means what? Existence. Chit means consciousness. No? Acha, let me see. Sat and Chit is like that. Satchidananda is the one place. They remain in one place. Satchidananda is called Brahman. We say in 3 words, but they are only one. How? I give you the example. Let us see, there is a lamp. This is the lamp burning. This lamp burning, what is Sat? Is lamp there? If I ask, what will you say? Yes, that is called Sat. It is. Asa, how do you know it is? It is luminous. It is light. It is giving the light. Consciousness. And where is other part? Yes, heat is there. 3 things go together. The lamp, its light, and its heat. 3 are conjoined together. That's why when the bulb is on. So this bulb, suppose you are a body. You are John, Jacob, Ram, Sam, etc. You are a person. Do you exist? Yes, existence. Are you existing only? Don't you manifest through your intellect? Who are you? What are you? All the day you manifest your expression of your personality. That is your conscious aspect. And the bliss aspect is very intimately, one can feel the bliss aspect when they touch themselves. So similarly, gross example I give, it may help that this, when you see a lighted bulb, then bulb is, that is the asti, existent part. Bulb is there, I see it is a glowing bulb, consciousness, and bulb emits heat. Touch the bulb, feel the heat. That's why meditate. You can find joy only in meditation. Anything you enjoy in life, you need to go very close to it. The Rasagulla is here, ice cream is here, and my tongue is here. That will not give me joy. It should have to come and touch the tongue. Understand? So similarly, to feel that, you have to go very close to that. There is some beautiful natural scene. I can sit here and talk about that, imagine about that. But you want to go to that place, and your eye should have a contact with the object. Eye contact. So all the five senses are like that. To contact, then is the joy. So these are the reflected Satchidananda. But when we have purity comes in our heart, then one can feel probably the same at a time. What is Sat, that is Chit. What is Chit, that is Ananda. What is Ananda, that is Sat, that is Chit, that is Ananda. That means it is there and it is manifesting as consciousness and it is full of joy. Okay? One more question. Oh, Jason Walters. If there is only Brahman, then there is really no world, body or mind. Is this technically correct? Yes, if there is only Brahman, yes, then there is really no world. Actually, in the eye of a seer of truth, the world dissolves. There is no world for them. Even this experience we are getting every day. When you go to deep sleep, the whole world vanishes, is it not? This world of daytime world, it vanishes. Your dream world vanishes. So actually, even if we go to deep sleep, not Brahman, to deep sleep, where my mind is just stopped functioning, there this world vanishes. So if one meditates and goes deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, reaches into the inner realm of the personality, which is called our self, at that point, what happens? Where is the world? That's why we can testify this. Shankaracharya, Acharya Shankar, in his book Viveka Chudamani, he has mentioned this experience that I was seeing this world just now. Uduraiva maya drishtam. Just before my experience of this knowledge of the Brahman, I was seeing the diversity of the world. And he says, as soon as that experience came, kutralinam kena kaggatam kena vanitam. Kaggatam. Where did it go? This visible universe. Kena vanitam, who has stolen this whole universe from my vision. Kutralinam midam jagat, where this whole world got dissolved into the void. Udhunaiva maya drishtam. Before my experience, I was seeing so much diversity. I was seeing men, women, suffering, solid, liquid, gas, everything in the world I was feeling. Nastikim. Nothing now. Mahat Adbhutam. What a strange thing. So that is the expression of Shankaracharya. So what you say, Jason, yes, only Brahman is there and really there is no world, body or mind. Yeah. But mind it, when that same person of experience comes down again and functions to the body, as it enters into the body, what happens? His mind becomes active, his intellect becomes active, his senses become active again. So he sees to the senses, then he sees the duality. Only difference is given that gold ornaments made of gold, there may be many ornaments. No? Earring, bracelet, or necklace, they're all made of gold. We in ignorance says we only classify them. It is necklace, it is bracelet, it is this and that. But to a knower of truth, they see that it is all gold, 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 gold. They see the gold as also the name and say. My favorite example again, I have not given for a long time. It is called the animal cookies. You see the animal cookies, they all look so different. And I like elephant. You like jackal. If someone likes horse. Huh? We are fight. Children as a children. I like this. No, no, I like this. They can fight. But we as an adult, they are talking about the same material. It matters little whether he chooses this one or that one. It is only the difference in name and form. So when they come back, that's why they are happy. They know tiger is not tiger, it is Satchidananda. And the holy man is not holy man, it is Satchidananda. So there is nothing else but Satchidananda in different shapes and sizes. So that's why they are happy. They feel the fun of life. Okay? Again question? After time is up, let me see quickly. You please keep, I would be happy to give the questions. Please then get ready beforehand so that I can end 10 minutes, 15 minutes early and we can focus on the questions because it is getting late for you all people. Is the world an appearance in consciousness or a part of consciousness? Yes, it is all appearance in the consciousness. Or Brahman, or Atman. Like the all appearances come on the surface of the ocean. Ocean is Brahman. Compare, think like that. Ocean is Brahman. Ocean may be without ripple, and waves come in the ripple. No. So this whole world is like ripples and bubbles and foam and waves. No. So this has come out of the consciousness. Consciousness is unlimited. The world is limited. Limited world has come out of infinite reality of consciousness, not the opposite way. Okay, thank you all for joining and God bless you all and be happy. So tomorrow will be Atma Tattananda Swami will give the Gita class, gospel class. And next at 10:30 will be Kathopanishad. 10:30 Kathopanishad by Swami Satyamayananda and 7:30 Gospel by Swami Atma Tattananda. And Sunday, next Sunday will be a cosmic joke by Swami Atma Vidya Nanda. Thank you all. I have announced. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Yes, I've said that, yeah. Tomorrow I have said tomorrow, so there's two people only.